I think we're live. All right, everyone, welcome to the Truth Stream, episode 7. We are here to share with you some amazing truths from some amazing truth tellers, and today I have a special guest. It's Max from Anime Outsiders, because the person we are talking about today is Swiss, and he writes in German, and I can't understand anything he's saying. So, Max, say hi to the people at home.
Hello, people.
Okay, and just
Go to
introduce.
hell, Switzerland.
Go to hell, Switzerland. Max meet Viz, Viz meet Max, Max easy peasy Max, Viz easy peasy. Everyone's introduced to everyone. Good. So before we even start the stream, you were telling me, Max, the absolute greatest story I've ever heard about some sort of, I don't understand what this is. This is either a cult or a political movement in Germany about some guy with an imaginary helicopter.
Oh yeah, those fucking guys.
Please share this story with the stream, because everyone needs
those guys. There's a lot of them.
There's an entire movement. Max, tell the story.
It is technically an organization, but only in the vaguest of terms.
Mm-hmm.
These people call themselves Reichsbürger, meaning Reich citizens. And the entire idea is that the current Germany that exists isn't actually legitimate. And the government that we have is some sort of occupational force by who, I don't know, presumably the Jews. But
well, we are known to do that.
Yeah. So they essentially believe that the Third Reich never actually stopped existing, although some of them also believe in the variant where it's actually the Prussian Empire that, or the German Empire that never stopped existing. Either way,
how back does this date? Does this go all the way back to the possibility of it being like the Holy Roman Empire, or like?
No, it's like they tend to refer to this bit that's from like 18 something, like a treaty.
Mm-hmm.
Why they do this, I don't know. It's actually an interesting parallel with the sovereign citizens that you have in America, because if I remember right, the sovereign citizens have an obsession with maritime law.
Law and quoting the Constitution and stuff.
And quoting the Articles of Confederacy, yes.
That's it, Articles of Confederation.
Yeah, like shit like that. So
does this mean you'll teach us how to say, am I being detained in German?
Werde ich festgehalten?
Festgehalten? I don't.
Werde ich festgehalten?
Difficult language. So, just to be clear,
it is.
For you.
The leader of this group is. To tell me more about the leader of this group. Who is the real? What is he? The new Hitler, according to these guys?
Yeah. This man founded this in 1985. Like, mind you, I have some of this from Wikipedia, but I've actually met people who believe this sort of stuff.
Nice.
Not many, but like I knew some.
They emerged from the sewers, and you met them.
Incidentally, these people issue their own IDs because, as you know, the German government is not legitimate, so therefore you need the real IDs from the Reich,
Oh, no.
Just like the homemade license plates.
Beautiful.
It's fucking beautiful. Okay, so the person that founded the commissariat and the ruler of this wonderful country in 1985 is a man apparently called with full name Wolfgang Gerhard Günther Ebel. And he used to be a traffic superintendent for the trains. I guess it's kind of
very disabled.
Kind of fitting that he had stuff to do with trains, but either way. He appointed himself Reich Chancellor, and he claims to be the acting authority of this entire shebang. Eventually, there was, of course, a falling out, as there always is with these sorts of conspiracy theory groups. And I think various splinter groups formed, and they established their own provisional governments. So we have German Reich in exile or German Reich AG.
Oh, wow.
That one is apparently based in fucking Nevada for some reason. Yeah, I don't know.
They have look at this odd guy. They've got offices all over the world. Malibu.
Jesus.
Okay, so to be clear, there is a group of German people who believe that the Third Reich never ceased to exist, that the legitimate German
Yeah.
government is ran by a traffic cop, and they have gotten into a fight, and now there are two competing fake German governments trying to take down the real German government and pledge allegiance
Yeah.
to a traffic cop.
At
You
least
mean there are
3,
two real
actually.
governments? Okay, okay then, at least 3 real governments trying to wake the people up to the fake one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, of course.
They also have their own, it's almost like a cargo cult, really, because they have
Really?
their own institutions that are meant to be imitations of what a state normally has. So they got like a parliament with ministers, state governments. Apparently, they have a judicial branch.
You know-
I would love to see what the fuck's going on in there.
You know, there's a real interesting parallel between those guys and the guy we'll be talking about today, because I found a small 20-minute documentary, not very interesting, we won't be watching it, that he made about himself, where he explains that his house is a sovereign nation, that he is the king and the judge and the police and all the official jobs there. He is the entire government of his house, which is a separate nation ruled by him.
Oh, fascinating.
Yes. We won't be
He's
watching
like the guy from the court case. He's the one who showed up in court who was like, I officially declare this trial is over with prejudice.
Okay, so you were telling me that they also have. You said something about a helicopter, I believe.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But before that, I would like to mention that they issue their own currency.
Oh! Okay, now I gotta know about this. What do? Do they like print their own monopoly money, or like are they just writing checks to each other?
Please,
Is this some kind
apparently-
of digital Bitcoin?
Oh, please, nobody tell these people about cryptocurrency. It'll be a nightmare.
Yeah, no, this was before cryptocurrency, so it's most likely some sort of worthless paper money.
Yeah.
They also make stamps, apparently.
Nice.
Do they print their own arcade tokens?
Oh, that would be
Is
amazing.
it like a currency of arcade tokens? Somebody from one of their groups like raids like a fucking like I don't know German Chuck E. Cheese, steals their old arcade token printer and like starts printing off his own cash.
I can imagine these fuckers showing up at like, I don't know, trying to buy some tobacco in Germany, trying to pay the guy with German monopoly money. No, listen, this is legal tender. Okay, you have to accept this.
Has true German legal tender, not the fake stuff written on it in bold font.
Yeah.
They perform also a lot of useful services because for a fee, you can get a lot of official documents like building permits and driver's licenses.
Is it straight forgery though?
Yeah, that is forgery.
I needed clarification for my feeble feminine mind.
Okay, so keep the story going. I want to hear more about this.
Yeah. So we have, going back to our wonderful, great Führer of the whatever the fuck he calls himself, our friend Wolfgang. In his organization, he had troubles with the police because he was trying to enforce his authority through intimidation. For instance, according to himself, his government has issued more than 1,000 arrest warrants against people who have disregarded the documents issued by his government, which is, well, literally everyone.
So he's Order 66 in him, right?
Yes. According to the warrants, once the Reich government is properly in power again, they will be tried for high treason, and of course the punishment for high treason is death.
Nice. Imagine dying because you disrespected a fucking traffic cop.
I'm just going to quote this sentence here verbatim because it's incredible. Abel has also admitted owning a government helicopter painted in the national colors, but has denied using it for intimidating flyovers.
Wow. Does he actually own a helicopter, though?
Apparently he did, yeah.
Nice.
He has been prosecuted numerous times, but it never actually worked out because every single court he's been tried in considered him to be legally insane.
And also because those courts are fake. These are not real courts. Of course, all...
Exactly.
Oh, yes, of course.
They're
When they
fake
try to arrest
news.
him, he just runs out into the woods, gets in the helicopter, and flies away.
Also, it isn't a crime to make a fake, to pretend you have a fake country. It's not a crime to be to be in your house and pretend to be the chancellor. Like he did not commit a crime. I have a friend. I told this story on the Dick Show who has been arrested. A guy from Encyclopedia Dramatica who has been arrested on at least 3 occasions for walking around the street in a Nazi uniform, and every time. And he's not a Nazi. That's just what he wears when he goes out to buy milk. And yeah, and every time they have to let him go because it's not a crime to wear a Nazi uniform. It doesn't say that in the rule books anywhere. So they just arrest him and let him go. I guess this is sort of the same situation. Like, okay, so he's pretending to have a fake government. That's not really we didn't think we'd need a rule for that, so we can't really charge him with anything.
Well, that's true, but at the same time, like, isn't effectively he's impersonating the real government and claiming to be the government of the country.
He's going like a few steps further than your usual crazies who stay in their house and don't print their own money.
Yeah, plus they're making currency, which is illegal, and B, they're issuing, even if disregarding the arrest warrants, they're making supposed legal documents and building permits and so on that they sell for money. That is at the very least a scam.
How many teenagers have used this to get fake IDs?
Probably not that many. There's apparently like only 18,000 people in total that support this movement.
All right.
So if we get more of the teenagers in on it, it'll grow the movement. We can get more fake IDs.
A couple of them supposedly also tried building armed groups, but this is Germany, so good luck with that.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, they're on the right path. They have their own helicopter already, so they've. Okay, I think it's time we should.
You don't even need to mount a turret on it. Just have someone Just have Hans lean out the window with the shotgun.
Just strap him to the front of the helicopter. Just have him go.
Perfect.
It's as real as his money. Okay, but let's get to the actual reason we have gathered here today. So, I can't read German. But we'll get to the German part later. I'm gonna show the audience what it is that I'm showing you on the screen. No, that's not it. No, that's not it either. I'm not good at this. Here it is. This is the website we'll be talking about here. As you can see, it is a picture of a whale, and it says, "Sending pure love for your successful healing, John. Whale.to is on a well-deserved holiday." I don't know how long this website has been like this, and when I originally found it, it led me to a giant conspiracy page, and I showed this to my friend, and I told her, listen, could you look this over and see if you can find any information on this? And, she found me some other websites that are related to this, and after a while, I realized that she's not seeing what I'm seeing, and I told her, listen, send me a screen cap of the website you're looking at, and it was this picture. And a few days later, I also got IP redirected, so I can no longer go to the original site that I wanted to show you. But I have a screen cap of it, and we can just Google the names of the articles on the front page. But let's not do that just yet, because let's ramp up the crazy slowly, because there are several websites owned by this man, and I would like to show you each and every one of them in an escalating level of insanity. So this is website number 1, of course, picture of a whale. Let's go to website number 2 called 20minutes.com. Here, this is pretty innocuous, right? You can find peace in 20 minutes if you want. Welcome. You are the center of your life. This doesn't look like something.
Some kind of therapy thing, or
I don't know. This is owned by the same guy who believes in reptilians, but this is another website of his. And just this page, it doesn't do anything. Maybe it hides also some kind of secret. No, if I click the heart, the inspirational quote changes. It's like a hang in there kitty poster, what we're looking at here. If you really want to find peace of mind for a moment, do just one thing. Switch off the teacher within yourself. This is made by a website. This is a website made by a man that believes that the Jews rule everything and that they are reptilians. So just just the juxtaposition is very interesting here. Very nice website, right?
You need love from somebody. This person is waiting for you.
Either this heart is rotting or it's got a piece missing. Is this maybe like a Chris Chan thing where his heart level was shattered by the
Very
Jews?
possible. Okay, let's look at the next website owned by this guy. This one is called helping.net. And it's,
How the hell did he secure that?
I
You'd think there would be like
he's
20 other companies trying to get that.
I think he's basically an IP squatter. By the way, I love this website because it is too big to see entirely on your browser, so you have to scroll to the sides. And this too is a very useful website, a picture of the sky. Enjoy your ride, fellow traveler. We are this is just nonsense. None of this means anything. We are the body and soul.
We are.
This is.
I thought you were reading it.
It doesn't matter. Is it really worth reading? I'll read one of them. Everything has a soul. There are things that work against us and other things that nurture and love us. Often it depends on our approach, but many people are wounded and stay dangerous. Lay a loving hand on your wound and breathe deep. So
this sounds like something out of Steven Universe.
Absolutely.
This sounds like a bunch of spiritual hippy-dippy bullshit I would scroll past on Tumblr.
It sounds like something a middle-aged woman posts on Facebook. Okay? So...
Wow, we all said the same thing 3 times.
Yes.
I was about to say.
So I am going to a different website owned by this man called immediatelygood.org. Welcome to immediatelygood.org. Do you feel immediately good and do what feels immediately good and the results will be good. So don't take this advice. Please don't go outside and rape anyone. Do you ever wonder why we are raised to do 1,000 things before we can do what feels good? This is like an ad for masturbation. Well, it's so that others can take advantage of us. We are born and naturally developed to feel what is good for us, our friends, and nurturing environment. Take a deep breath.
Okay, now this start to understand where the whole conspiracy thing's starting to come in. I'm starting to see that now.
Yeah. Take a deep breath. Allow your breathing to become free. Stop the own oppression. Gently touch yourself. Okay, yes, this is an ad for masturbation. And feel how the best things in life are free. Masturbation. This is literally a healing experience. You can start anytime and involve whoever you like. Please don't rape anyone. Again, don't take this advice. Forget the law of attraction. Please don't rape anyone. And new HBS. This is the moment of immediate success. Don't ignore warning voices. Take them into account. Like all other thoughts, dreams, wishes, and feelings, don't fall for artificially refined, toxic commercial food. This took a strange turn. Sun-ripened, untreated fruit are immediately good. All the best to you, immediately good. And this is a plate of tahini. This is just middle.
So
or maybe it's ranch dressing. I don't know.
I was gonna say it would be like the guy's spunk because he just masturbated.
Oh,
so
also a possibility.
And then he garnished it.
Ranch
delicious.
or Cool Ranch?
You know, he garnished it with the leaves off the end of that fresh fruit he just ate after he finished masturbating.
I see. So this guy he makes multiple websites like this. He just registers domains just to write this shit and add a picture of some fucking garnishes. Don't know what
because he just can't get a blog, can he?
No, he simply cannot. He refuses to. But hold on. I need to.
Where are you going?
I disconnected the power supply to my computer. But let's go to the next website, and this is where things start to get very weird. This one is called Friedens. I don't know what this means. I'm gonna
Friedengetzt, peace now.
Frieden. Okay, thank you very much. So let's go there. .ch. This is
hilarious.
Please read this for us. I don't know what this says.
All right, I actually got it on my own browser here. Okay, so
yeah,
I'm trying to think of how to translate this particular word.
Uh-huh.
He's effectively saying like looking inward, the kind of shit that you're doing during Christmas. It's like instead of war, peace now, blah blah blah, doxing himself. Self-reflection, yeah, kind of. So he's talking in the first one, Gaza. Israel can now open the concentration camp again and doesn't have to play into Hamas's hands anymore. Weapons are being smuggled into Gaza from Israel. Frankfurt, protests against the hidden war against Syria. Announcement against the new massacre in Gaza, boycott Israel, no drones. With a bunch of dates after that. Wars are being planned being planned quite a while ago, and they're used for purposes that are not publicly known. The state terror war started at 9/11, enabled the increasing power of a fascist police state in the USA and the UK. In Afghanistan, since the USA marched in, over 90% of the worldwide heroin production had been done there. The current Iraq war quadrupled the profits of the oil companies through artificial scarcity. Half of Lebanon is destroyed. Is that a loss? Says Israel's prime minister. Israel is now being shown as a losing victim, kind of redundant, in order to escalate the war against Syria and Iran with fucking atom bombs. Through the mass media, most people are being brought to believe lies and do anything. Most of them are happy that they don't have to know about awful things. Who doesn't want to be a willing helper? And mind you, this is written in the gender tolerant term, where it's like helper, female version of helper tacked on. That's the IN.
Okay.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to be a willing helper in the ongoing destruction is welcome here. Please write us an email so that we can help each other and with friendly reason stop this continuing escalation.
Be a friendly helper or help us.
Yeah, that's all the text.
Why did he register this domain? What's the purpose of this? Picture of Obama, picture of Obama eating a McDonald's meal, and he has the little things to do. Lunch.
Oh, that's Bush with the meal. Obama's the one down there wearing the sash.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
The
Bush here.
Communist uniform.
Yeah, I love this little drawing. He's eating McDonald's. He has a picture of Hitler on his desk.
Yes.
And there's I want the chat to be able to see this because it's a little obscured here.
I think there's a skull and bones flag.
There is a skull and bones flag here. I moved it so that the chat can see. This is the picture we're looking at. President Bush, former President Bush, and his plans include lunch, call Rummy, plan Iran, and stage. Hold on, what does it say? Stage more terror. So
that's
very simple plan. Yes. Where did he?
That is the thing I never really understood about the contemporary Bush conspiracy theories back then. It's like, all right, so the guy is Hitler and he's super evil and working with the evil reptilians, but at the same time, he's also a mouth-breathing idiot.
Yeah, it's very complicated. Where do these links go to? I don't even know.
Yet it's also the same thing we're doing like right now.
Please, let's not get into politics. I don't care. This is one of these leads to the Rebel. One of these leads to some sort of blog, and this I'm curious where this leads. This leads nowhere.
Politics, and we're gonna make connections back to odd guys, chosen people.
One of them leads to fucking Prison Planet, but my favorite one, which he links to, is the one where he says, like, through the mass media, most people are brought to believe lies, and the lies is underlined with a hyperlink, which, if you follow it, leads to a website called hugequestions.com, where the description says hollow hoax.
Oh, is this? Yeah, I can see it. I'm clicking it. Is this a David Icke site? No. David Cole, a Jewish Holocaust. Oh, good. This is nice. This is some quality shit. But this is not
this one you can actually read.
Series.
Oh, this is nice. But this is not the person we came here to talk about. So he has a lot more websites I need to show you. Well, he has 2 more, but they're those are the bad ones. Those are the interesting ones. Before we get to that, some genius sent me 2 super chats, so I have to read them. The same guy sent them one after the other, seconds apart. I don't know for what. So, Easy, is it true that Israelis have to serve in the IDF and have you? Yes. Would you rather look like Jar Jar Binks or talk like Jar Jar Binks? You are not allowed to kill yourself, and kill yourself doesn't have any spaces there. I guess it wouldn't let him write kill yourself as 3 separate words. I guess talk like Jar Jar Binks. That sounds like fun. Okay, gotta hit super chats. Super chats are stupid. Let's go to the next. Let's go to the next website, and this one is his business website, psychchecks.org. And as you can see, very nice text is moving in German.
Ooh. Oh, look at that. He's fancy.
He's
got things appearing on the page. It's like watching a PowerPoint presentation from 1986.
It just keeps moving. There's more and more of it.
It never stops.
What? Psychex, and of course, again, all in German. I'd like you to tell me what the hell this says.
It says Psychex makes itself the lawyer of psychiatrically, Jesus Christ, psychiatrically persecuted people.
Mm.
We offer you support for no money for this one's a bit difficult again, but effectively it's saying like if someone's being imprisoned for their own good. That's
okay.
what persönliche Unterbringung is. Forced medication, useful information for psychopharmaca and other quote-unquote treatment methods of the biological psychiatry. Sorry.
So keep going.
Contact us, Psychex, out of the madhouse index.htm. That's all it says.
So here we get into the conspiracy. I'm gonna click this. According to this guy, just read. You can explain it.
Oh,
to
and
us,
here
Max.
the rabbit hole begins.
Yeah. All right, let me see. This is the news section. All right. So Psychex was, according to this, founded in 1987 as as an organization. As an organization that's for people who are imprisoned against their will in a psychiatric hospital and are being
institutionalized, right?
Institutionalized. Yes, they're effectively being institutionalized and treated against their will, which I think applies to literally everyone in a psychiatric hospital.
Yes.
Either way. He suddenly it switched to male pronouns, even though this is supposed to be an organization. He fights against the state of the forced psychiatry, which is reminiscent of the Inquisition. Yeah, and we are on the side of the imprisoned and are for their immediate release. A phone call is enough, and the organization will become active. If there's no telephone, you can call this number, yada yada. Nobody on the entire earth has as many people imprisoned as Switzerland.
Really?
Which I take the liberty of doubting, but whatever.
Yeah, press X, chat.
These people, however, are not criminals, but mainly they are, as it's called in the law, Jesus. It's like people who are addicted to drugs, people who are mentally ill, and people who are essentially down on their luck. Like that's what Verwahrlosung is like.
Like involuntarily committed to a psych ward.
Yeah, like someone who's in the situation where the downtrodden, where they can't really take care of themselves, or like they're they're just wretched. Anyway, under the euphemistic title of care,
the very dregs of society.
Yeah, basically, people are getting their freedom taken away, if necessary, with the force of the police, put into one of the many psychiatric hospitals, and then being calmed down with treacherous nerve poisons.
Oh, great! We're going all Francis E. Deck up in here.
Nice.
Poison nerve gas.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
like if you give them the authorization via fax, that'll be enough, and psychics will free you somehow.
Everyone, please write down the phone number. You may need this in the future if you're ever being attacked
Remember,
by
when they let you have
Swiss.
your one phone call.
Call
Yes.
PsychX or Saul. Or Saul. Call PsychX if you're being attacked with Swiss mind toxins. Is there more to this story?
Yes, there's more.
Oh,
He
boy.
says we offer or bring into contact the imprisoned defense lawyer, once again with the female variant too, out of the social, medicinal, or judicial areas, who intervene for you with the madhouses or the judges. They collect addresses of people.
I'd like to
who
stop you
might
for a
be able to
second.
give-
I
Yes.
don't know why he needs the female variant on it because there are no lawyers plural. It's just him. He is the only lawyer. Why is there a female variant?
I guess because it sounds better when he claims he has a huge army of lawyers that will help you get out of
Yeah,
crazy
it's
pants
like he's
jail.
trying to sound like an organization, so it's he's
He's
trying
being
to
inclusive.
say
Maybe he's non-binary.
one of our many lawyers, but like they don't really. Yeah, it's
I think
it's
he's
like a conjugation thing.
maybe he's transitioning.
Yeah,
I'm
Anyway,
not
so
gonna
he-
stunning
judge.
and brave.
So he
Oh, I know
says
you're
here
not gonna judge.
that he also collects addresses of people that might be able to give the clients, once again with the female variant, shelter and jobs, help them to help themselves, and might accompany them in order to get them released. The organizational and practical things that this organization does are done by a secretary, or a secretariat rather, which is the contact place, so to speak. Yada yada. Advice and stuff are free, but we are reliant on donations. Please donate.
You think anyone
And
donates to him?
I
Send
don't
money
know.
or even a manual typewriter to
Please don't
the
send him.
psychic.
I'll send him a can of soup. Maybe that'll help.
The first thing there that's in white text essentially says that the donations can be subtracted from your taxes.
Nice.
Oh,
Very
great! It's tax
considerate.
deductible.
Nice. How do I subtract
See.
a can of dried soup from my taxes? Someone's gonna have to explain that to me. So, okay, so if
See.
you'd like to donate to a crazy Swiss person in his quest to release insane people from the insane asylum because they might get attacked with imaginary brain toxins, well, you know the number to call.
Who are you gonna call?
What does it say in the large red text?
Yeah, I was going to point out with that there's the supreme irony of this entire thing, even disregarding his beliefs, right? But it looks like a site made by a fucking lunatic with the,
Right.
the weird swirls. Like it looks like someone who's fucking sick in the head. The thing that's in the red text is, I immediately want to be released out of the madhouse.
And suddenly it all
Okay.
makes sense.
Okay, hold on. There's more to this
This
website.
is like Ted Jesus Christ God going on right here, where it's like he's constantly making the videos even while he's committed.
Look,
I'm
let's
just-
look what happens when I scroll down. Let's look what's underneath that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Beautiful.
with the red text. With the fucking red text, I'm just imagining some sort of Chris Chan variant. It's like,
Yeah.
release me from the psychiatric hospital now.
Fucking the fucking crazy people are hung up on the walls like Christmas stockings. Napoleon is overseeing their insanity. All of their hair looks like springs. This is normal.
the crazies were hung on the wall with care in hopes Saint Napoleon soon would be there.
Yeah, I've puzzled over this, but I have no fucking idea what this is meant to symbolize, other than psychiatric hospitals evil.
Yeah, but I don't
It's the
understand
Boomer comic.
how did the French fit into this. I don't. Okay, let's.
I guess because Napoleon's a bad guy, maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe
Let's
it's
see.
supposed to be like little man syndrome, where they feel like the doctors have power go to their heads.
Yeah, like
Who knows?
literal Napoleon complex. Fuck, I don't know. This is insane.
Let's look at the links on the side. Let's see. Home
Now all we need
hospice.
to worry about is hospital bad.
Home
Home is
hospice.
main page.
Yeah, what's underneath that?
Advice and contact.
Oh, let's get some advice. I'd love to get some advice. No, this is still the front page. It goes to the exact same place.
Yeah, it's broken for some reason. After that, we got forced treatment.
Ooh.
Which has this wonderful picture of a pill on there.
Ah. In case you don't know what forced treatment is.
Yeah,
it's
in
when
case you don't know what
break
medicine
open
is.
your capsules.
We got another really unaesthetic text placement here.
Yeah.
I like the little wheater over there in the corner.
What is wheater? Up.
Oh,
and
vita meaning continue.
Look at that.
It's bouncing.
When it mounts over it, it moves. This is like a teenager who just learned how to use HTML is using every trick he learned. Just fucking just throwing him in there.
Plus the broken image at the upper left.
Oh yeah, that's.
I'm having fucking Pixo flashbacks.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fucking point of this continue thing is anyway, since this just jumps you to the section you can see regardless.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
There are websites where the text is too long. When you click it, it moves you down to where you need to go when the page is too long. But here it takes me a quarter of a second to scroll down. What is the point of this?
Supposed to be pictures in between these slides, or?
Nope.
I don't know.
Okay, let's read it. Let's read on.
God.
Yeah. Okay, so he says here, forced medication. That is the general or everyday expression for psychiatric exercise of power in our psychiatric hospitals.
Mm.
And I'm finding a new way to mispronounce the term every single time. Holy shit.
Yeah, good job.
This is fun.
Anyway, so after that, we got this small little text block where he writes. Suddenly, this font gets smaller. I don't know why.
Yeah.
A man or a woman are being brought into a hospital against their will. In one strike, the human will be torn away from his usual job environment and private environment.
I think he's writing a play.
Into a place that they don't know. He wants to go away, but he is being forced back. Excitement and anger and anxiety are understandable reactions of a human being that is in such a situation. It is understandable that many would try to fight against it. However,
it sounds like it's either the description of a play or like
poetry,
someone talking about art. You know, like this is someone describing an art piece. I see a man and a woman who are being incarcerated against their will. There's anger and there's passion.
Imagine being an actual crazy person and stumbling onto this site. How would this help you? This would just freak you out even more.
I'm 12 this is deep.
Let's read.
All right, so he explains here. However, the psychiatric view diagnoses sicknesses. Anxiety and anger are, from their view, symptoms that need to be treated. Of course, if the quote-unquote patient is against this because they are in the clinic against their will, very often the neuroleptica that are meant to be calm them they're being forced to swallow those. So it comes usually to a forced treatment. There are 8 what are these guys called again? Like orderlies or something like that?
Okay.
Like the guys that put you in the jacket and shit like that.
Yeah, orderlies.
Yeah, like an orderly or a nurse.
Yeah, like 8 nurses are standing there, or orderlies, if you will. Viewing this overpowering might, the patients a part of the patients will swallow the pills that they're being given. Whoever doesn't obey will be forced to the ground with while 7 men hold down the patient, the 8th one injects the steaming, mind-altering drug into the naked rear.
Nice.
Okay, so this is someone who has like lost his shit in a mental hospital, and they had to restrain him, and then like, you know, chemically subdue him.
This starts off like a little poetic, but it ends off like the beginning of a porn.
Yeah, it says it often becomes a very loud situation.
Oh yeah, shoot your steaming mind drug into my ass,
This
daddy.
is clearly his fetish.
Emotions on the side of the personal too. There are screams and punches, an unenjoyable experience for all people involved.
I don't know. I hear 3 out of 4 people enjoy a gang rape.
Then it suddenly jumps to another fucking text block for no reason, even though this is just continuing what he's writing. It says, after that, the patient sleeps. When they wake up, they're confused and afraid. His memory is dimmed. Also, he almost can't move anymore. His body doesn't want to obey him as much as he's used to it. All people imprisoned are usually or regularly unwilling witnesses of forced treatment. They hear the screams or they see exactly what happens. A mood of violence, lack of freedom and force is what colors these closed hospitals of our psychiatric treatment facilities. Forced medication is also used with patients who are there for longer term treatment, when they get the idea that they do not want to take the medicine that they've been given anymore. Often enough is this because of their justified fear of forced treatment that they take them anyway.
Okay, so that's
it's like this perpetual cycle.
That's the whole thing, yeah. But in the upper right, it links to 2 other things where it says, first one is something along the lines of taking care of someone and taking away their freedom, like for their own good, so to speak. If we click on this, it gives us these 2 random floating things in the middle of the fucking screen there, where it just says critique of forced psychiatry from a doctor's perspective, and the second one is the same thing except from the perspective of a lawyer.
Does that sound interesting or?
Oh, let me take a look at this here. Yada yada yada. God, this is boring.
Yeah, this sounds.
Holy shit, that's actually pretty fucking long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's him essentially listing testimonials of people who are saying psychiatry bad.
Yeah, it sounds a bit dry. We'll skip that one. The other link is
psychiatry bad, voice is good.
Oh my god, this one's incredible.
Ooh, this
the
one.
Other one, other methods. Mouse over the brain.
Oh, nice. Does this say eugenics?
Yeah.
Eugenics,
Nice.
electroshock,
psychosurgery.
Psychosurgery, yeah.
Electroshock.
Are there more? What about those 2 tiny circles?
Tiny circles?
I don't know. It just seems to be these 3 sections. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It looks like those 2 tiny circles should be sections.
But apparently they are.
No. Does the text say
probably
anything
just some randomness. All right, let's see. This one says.
Wait, hold on.
That psychosurgery.
What happens when I click it? No, it just moves me down to the text.
Okay, so it directs you to the. Well, that's kind of useful. The diagram directs you to where on the page they talk about that.
Yeah, but okay, but eugenics does not happen in the frontal lobe, so it's not very useful. This is not where eugenics occurs.
I don't understand how eugenics happens in the brain at all when it's a process of breeding.
No.
Let's see. Yeah, so with the psychosurgery.
Yeah, no, keep going.
Okay, so with the psychosurgery, he's effectively saying that calling it psychosurgery is wrong because you cannot surgically operate on the psyche, but rather it is a going into the healthy human brain in order to change the emotions or control people's behavior. And after that, it's just like blah, blah, blah was invented by who gives a shit. Yeah.
Boring.
Holes in people's heads, yada, yada. We have to critique the fact that psychosurgeons, according to their own explanations, use their operations both as therapeutic treatment and as experiments.
Mm-hmm.
And he says the results of this is like death through brain bleeding, becoming like intellectually disabled, paralyzed, yada yada yada.
Uh-huh.
And he says that we're doing these up until today, and it's bad and not ethically justifiable. Which, for the first time, is actually fair enough. Like, lobotomy is kind of bullshit.
But you barely do any lobotomies anymore, so I'm not. Plus, he's not talking about people who are lobotomized. He's just talking about random people who are in psych wards because they're supposed to be there. Okay, let's go to the next place.
Wait, so here's something,
Documenta
though.
und Press. Documents in the
You said
press.
these guys are like setting up their own, governments and stuff. They have their own courts and whatnot.
No, these are different guys.
Oh, okay. I was
These are
wondering, it's like,
not
do
the
the
same
other guys
guys.
have their own? Do the other guys have their own like hospital, and are they sticking, the pickaxe up the nostril?
Oh, okay. So that's why he talks about eugenics.
Okay, what's
Like,
going on here?
He blathers on a bit about the Nazis and yada yada yada. And then he says here, not just the murder of psychiatric patients, but also the genocide on the Jews was justified eugenically. So according to eugenics, both the mentally ill and the Jews are biologically inferior.
He really makes a smooth transition there.
After the end of the Second World War, the ideas and goals of the eugenicists didn't disappear, and it became like part of modern medicine. And people still nowadays want biological and not social solutions to problems. And people are trying to find like the genes for like schizophrenia and so on. And that way, people with mental illnesses should be eliminated via abortion. And yada yada yada. And he also claims that psychiatrists and people who are like doing advice on like human genetics and stuff like that, that adult people who have psychiatric problems should not reproduce, according to him at least. That's what they claim.
Abort the poor and sterilize the mentally ill.
So in other words, he essentially believes that psychiatric hospitals are of the opinion that people who are mentally ill are inferior and need to be eliminated, either by detecting their mental illness in the womb, if it's possible through genetics, and aborting them, or if they actually grow up to be adults, then at the very least they shouldn't reproduce, so that this inferior strain of humanity can be disappeared.
I see. Wow.
See what's wrong with any of that?
Yeah, like, I was about to say, I don't really understand the main problem with that. It's like, unless you're outright forcing people, but generally, like, if you have a severe mental illness which can be inherited, it is probably kind of ill-advised to have children.
Yeah, I mean, like, you would at that point you would just be intentionally giving that to someone.
Yeah, so I don't know why the fuck he has a problem with that.
I mean, I don't even have anything that bad, and I still don't want to have like my own kids. I'll raise a family, but those kids can't have my DNA.
Thanks,
like,
Viz. No one cares. What does this button say? Documenta and press. I'm guessing it's documents and press.
Documents and press, yes.
What is it? What does this area of the website say?
Let's see. It says the people that are working for psychics talk about their work, and it links the it links directly to the infos here. It's like blah blah blah. This year, 1999, over 1,400 people have called us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so this website is over 20 years old. Great. By the way,
I guess if we eliminated all the crazies, we'd lose this.
By the way, I wonder if any of these people still work with him. But this here is our protagonist. Here in the list of names, Edmund Schonenberger. This is the owner of the website, and we'll know more about him soon. So we've exhausted this website. Let's go to the next one. This one is called Edmund.ch.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There's one more bit here, namely the section about him does not disappoint, where he briefly talks about himself, or rather his work.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's saying, now they are forging laws again, the men. After it became unacceptable in most areas of Switzerland that you need a basis, like in law, in order to have forced treatment. yada yada yada, Human Rights Convention. Like they still have it that people may be treated in emergencies. However, it is open what an emergency actually is. What the doctors of the institutes actually understand with this is clear, however. If a human being is aggressive or angry, then it is time to get the orderlies together, tie the victim with leather belts onto the bed, and then use the poison injection.
Oh, yeah.
And why is the human being angry? Because they are being robbed of their freedom for no reason. And who is robbing them of their freedom? The what's the opposite of victims again? Perpetrators, yes. The perpetrators that are injecting them with poison.
Oh, yeah.
One crime crowns the other. This is general practice in psychiatry. Yeah.
Well, I'm convinced. Do any of these other people have a crazy fucking bio? Are the rest of them normal? Why do they work with him?
Why wouldn't you work with this? I'd want to hear more about this every day.
Oh yeah, he's certainly a pillar of society. I can see that.
Some other guys claiming they're doing it for profit, because economy or something. I don't fucking know. Blah blah blah. Another guy says like this is a violation of privacy. Blah, and Tanya X has depression. Oh no, it's the saga of Tanya the Evil.
Oh no. That's a woman's name. I feel like there are thoughts involved, man. I see why it all fell apart.
Oh, my friend, this is an anime reference you wouldn't understand. We're cultured people here. Okay, so again, I feel like we've exhausted this website, so I'm gonna go to his personal website, edmund.ch.
Oh God, that one.
Nadir mit der God, this language is difficult.
Nieder mit der Demokratie, down with democracy.
Ah, nice. Oh, there's an English version, but most of the stuff in the English version is not translated. There's a sitemap, and it shows all the.
No, that's French.
There's French too. He translated the website, but only the parts of it that he could be asked to translate. There's a sitemap with all of the pages, and most of the pages are not translated, so he didn't actually bother. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What do these links go to? Down with democracy. I can read that one now. What happens when I click it? Let's go here. Okay, so the entire web page is to one side of the browser. So again, perfectly optimized. That's nice. Anything interesting here?
Clearly.
Web design is his passion. I'm sure he has like a doctorate in this. Remember the last guy?
Oh yeah.
All right, let me summarize this nonsense here as best as I am able.
Go ahead.
So essentially, it's called "Down with Democracy: A Defense Speech for All Cases" by Edmund Schönenberger, and from what I can tell, like this is the equivalent of his manifesto almost. And he says like he has to deal with the courts daily, blah blah blah, but there's no freedom. Do people rule? No, they don't, because like one of the most successful scams in the history of humankind is the marketing of Western country as places that are ruled by their people.
I'm seeing the word Coca-Cola down there.
Yeah, done in the style of Coca-Cola advertisement. See, blah blah blah, other nonsense.
What's highlighted?
Were the people the masters of this development, meaning that people are, for instance, like.
And the answer is, of course, 9.
No. Exactly.
Oh, there are more questions.
Yeah. Do people control their own daily lives? No, they don't.
No. Coca-Cola controls their daily life, of course.
Well, if that 600-pound life video you did is any indication, I'm not surprised.
The rule of the people begins. It rules over shit.
He's a real poet.
What he claims here in this longer section is that the people don't actually have any power because the state is deciding everything. like like people building power plants or like roads and shit like that. And he says, like, for none of these things, like person X building a power plant or whatever the fuck, like there's never a vote from the people over this. So therefore, the people don't rule over anything whatsoever. They're just pawns.
That's why you need the help of Wolfgang, who will give you your own building permits, where you can build whatever you want.
Remember, he'll just airdrop them to you from the helicopter.
He'll airdrop the entire house if you want.
But that costs extra, so remember, you're going to want to transfer your fake currency into real money by giving it to him.
Absolutely.
Oh, and of course, taxes are bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else we got here. They tear apart families.
And we're sure this guy isn't also a sovereign citizen, right?
No, he is quite literally a sovereign citizen. As I've explained to you, he lives in his own house, which is a separate state, according to him.
Okay, but he isn't part of the other German sovereign citizens.
No, as far as we know.
No, and he's Swiss, not German.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so here he explains that the Lord is constantly amassing the thing that his power is based on, which is money.
Oh, okay, money.
Yeah, because like he has money. He owns every single bit of land, these treasures that are within the ground, like everything else, blah blah blah. Even water has its own price. There's taxes for the air. His power is incredible. The strategy is always the same. A new product or a new service is being thrown in the market. The advertisements prize the advantages, but don't talk about the disadvantages. People behave like fucking ants, get all that stuff, and then within half a century, a couple of articles used to be enough, but now it needs to be millions, and blah blah blah, and we're selling all this shit.
What's this Adam and Eve thing going on?
Yeah, it's also easy to get people to work because they're being deceived into believing that they can get wealth and a nice life. And one time per month, they're getting a what do you call this again? Like when you're giving someone extra money? No, not a paycheck. Like when you're giving someone extra money, like a waiter.
Tax refund? Oh, tip.
A tip, yeah. Like people are giving a tip. That's what he refers to as a paycheck.
By the way, this site is so well made, it is impossible to highlight anything. You cannot highlight the text; it doesn't work.
What's up with that paragraph? He mentions like Adam and Eve or something.
Let me see. Where's this shit? God, this is really difficult to navigate. Let's see if I can find it again.
I like the spinning chain at the bottom.
Here we go. Yeah, that's near the bottom. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, according to him, your money that you get at the end of each month when you're working is essentially just a tip, which is being taken from you the next month anyway, because I guess living expenses are a sign of oppression.
Uh-huh.
Blah blah blah. Democracy sucks. But people gave them this democratic constitution themselves. And he says, no, this is actually bullshit and just a scam, and people weren't really given that. And the entire constitution was actually a Trojan horse, because among all these other supposedly enshrined freedoms, there's the trade and ownership freedom, and that's what they used in order to steal everything from everyone, and thereby take over the world, or rather the country here.
Uh-huh.
Maritime Admiralty law.
And why is the chain linking me to to just a single dot? If you hover over it, it just shows you. No, I'm clicking it. I want to see where it goes.
Good design.
More German. Oh no, it goes to the top. That's where it goes.
What?
No, it goes to a different page. Okay, Max, read on. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, the Adam and Eve thing here is another really big highlighted text block, and it's more or less him claiming that once again money rules everything, and the the supposedly ruling people, since even Adam and Eve has been yearly like exploited, and they had to pay tons of like percentages on top of everything, and the actual ownership of all of this money and all of these riches is for a small group of owners. So I guess the 1% in this context.
See,
So
the 1% of bankers.
yeah, he actually makes it quite explicit here, because he says that since the Constitution and all that other stuff is bullshit, that means that Switzerland is not a democracy, but rather a dictatorship of rich people. In other words, it's a plutocracy.
Hmm.
And that only an idiot would have actually accepted this. Clicking on the chain here. See, blah, blah, blah. Oh, but this is the democracy. Like, he's doing the almost the mocking thing, where you have the moron that's arguing with you, but the thing, and then you explain why they're stupid. That's basically what he's doing.
Man.
Yeah. It's like, but this is a democracy where the people have the choice to change their, their constitution anytime they want. And he's basically like, no.
This is so long, and when you go all the way to the bottom, I think this is a link. Yeah, he's advertising PsychX, his crazy people website.
God bless. That's how you optimize a web page. You make sure it links back to your other web page, but only after 3 pages of text.
He's
and
also
6 broken images.
He's also bitching about the bankers.
Nice.
Oh, of course. Wait, wasn't he already?
What?
Yeah, but now more explicitly.
He has an ad page for his crazy people website on his other crazy website, and there's a lot of shit here.
Complains about capitalism too.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the front page. Let's see what's on the front page again, because this is a never-ending rabbit hole. So what else have we got on the front page?
Oh shit, he's talking about the nerve poison again.
Oh yes!
That's what I want to hear.
Bringing it back.
Tell me about the nerve poison.
He explains that one of the psychiatric hospitals he's been at, but not as a patient.
No, of course not. Of course not.
He says like a couple of years ago, he was freeing a person through energetic work who's been there in prison for decades, and he's been daily injected with, once again, like the treacherous nerve poison, as he calls it, which can't be really a very good poison if the guy is still alive after decades.
Yeah, it's not very effective.
He had to endure a terrible fate because he was a prominent Russian who lived who fled less inhuman exile, and he fell for the Western propaganda and blah, blah, blah. Capitalism sucks.
Oh, I know this story. Somewhere in this website, there is, as I said, a little documentary he made about himself where he explains that some Russian spy tried to enter Switzerland and got arrested and put in a psychiatric institution because maybe he wasn't a Russian spy, maybe he was just a crazy person. And he tried to free him, and he published an article or something claiming that guy is being tortured, and his license to practice as a lawyer was revoked. And he appealed that and got his license back, but he is very angry at that the crazy person.
Wait, so this guy really is the Swedish Francis E. Deck? Because wasn't he also a lawyer?
He was also a lawyer, yes. Okay, let's look at.
Holy shit!
Explain the front page to me. I'm curious what's over here.
Let's. Wait, which one of those?
I'm just curious to know what these all say in the front page of Edmund.
Okay, so if we're going down the list, we have Down with Democracy, then Form Complaint PsychX, Last Complaint, which is put in these odd brackets for some reason. I don't even know what the fuck that's supposed to mean, Against the Mountain. Inquisition and Forced Psychiatry.
Oh.
Being forbidden from exercising his job. Prost is just something that we say when we drink alcohol. Because we like it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Abolish the European Human Rights Commission, or no, not commission, like the
Yeah.
legal version of it, the courts.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Postscript to be continued. Links, archive downloads.
Okay, so I want to read some more about how he lost his job. I think that's that's
Berufsverbot, yes. A
oh,
modern Inquisition process.
Oh, what a
the
great
Oh, I love the
website.
little flag gif. It's just so erratic.
Oh, these little fingers, the little hands.
Injustice democracy. Blah blah blah. He's a member of Cyrex. I think he's quoting himself.
Oh,
in
that's
the where it says, "With greater fear, you are perhaps proclaiming the judgment than I accepted."
Yeah, he's probably quoting himself.
He probably thought he sounded so cool.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Enough with the German stuff. Let's move on a little bit to the crown jewel of all of this, to his hidden website, which I cannot see because it is IP redirecting me. But first, a little bit of background here. So I'm going to Rational Wiki, a place I haven't been to in a long time. This is
Oh no.
yeah, this is the page about whale.to, his secret website, his secret crazy website. And here they identify this man as what's his name? Let's see. Yeah, John Scudmore. They got this information from a blog, who got this information from another blog that links to an abandoned Wikipedia account that was linking conspiracy websites to different Wikipedia articles. And they are wrong. Rational Wiki is wrong and stupid. This person is not John Scudmore. This person is Edmund Schonenberger, who owns this website. My friend was able to track his true identity. And basically, the story is this: he made a giant website full of conspiracy bullshit. And the most infamous page of his crazy website is a gigantic list of anti-vaccination propaganda claiming that vaccination causes autism. Just a gigantic fucking list. I'll even show it to you. Here, I'm gonna go over there, and this is the web page, and this is just links upon links upon links of bullshit about how every vaccination is dangerous. Just goes on and on and on and on. Just never stops. And this
apple cider vinegar.
Oh. And this fucking website,
Lyme disease.
every fucking disease, all of them cause autism. AIDS, it has AIDS here. Like
AIDS, and is Ebola in here too, or
probably.
wait?
Disease theory.
So let me tell you something. First of all, these are all full
But
articles.
it's just the theory.
Yeah. So this ends up getting somehow linked in a court document in some ruling about autism. And some retard with a science blog that fedora tipping redditors that edit Rational Wiki think is really cool. He comments on it this following quote. It says, "In any discussion involving science or medicine, citing whale.to as a credible source loses you the argument immediately and gets you laughed out of the room." And the circle jerk of smug atheists named this Scopey's Law, even though no one knows who Scopey is or who this whale.to guy, and thought that this is worthy of making its own article to talk about this guy. And
it's not going to be the next Poe's Law.
It's also hilarious because in any discussion involving science or medicine or anything, citing Rational Wiki as a credible source loses you the argument immediately and gets you laughed out of the room.
Of course.
And you get a free fedora.
Yes.
It's a free fedora to cry in.
Yeah.
So in response, our friend John Scudmore, as they think he is named, wrote a response article on his website So let's where he meticulously goes through the short article they wrote about him and writes little responses like Chris Chan does.
Oh my god.
So it says, here we go. Viz, this is your time to shine because I don't feel like reading.
Oh, okay. Well, as is staple of our what is basically a podcast at this point, I'm going to start my reading by deep throating my water bottle.
Go ahead, please. Thanks, Viz.
Gotta do that straight into the mic for the added effect.
Always. So go ahead. Abandon all hope, all
right.
ye who enter here. Dante Alighieri, the Inferno. God, this man is fucking full of himself.
I feel like we abandoned all hopes like what 7 episodes ago.
No, there's a quote here on top. He quotes.
Yeah, I know what the quote is. I know he's quoting Dante's Inferno. I'm saying we have abandoned hope 7 episodes ago when we started this podcast.
This is not a podcast, Viz. Read the fucking website. Read it. Go ahead.
Not according to the comment section. Okay. Whale.to's rational wiki fucking thing.
Yeah.
That isn't rational. It's all irrational. Wall-to-wall word game. And then he links the page word game. Rational Wiki, best known as a site promoting various alt-med conspiracy theories, this is more of a maelstrom of lunacy. Rational Wiki, half-baked pseudoscientific woo and conspiracy theory, whale.toad a conspiracy theory, pig farmer is a notorious dumping ground for all things pseudoscientific. That's name-calling ad hominem. Pig farmer. This tries to make out I rear pigs for killing meat. All I do, have done all my life, raised a pig farmer, and we all know how they treat pigs. Firstly, I have never been a pig farmer. A farmer, as usual practice, is someone who raises pigs for meat. This is what is implied, or why use it? I lived with someone who raised pet pigs for sale. That was 10 years out of my so far 60 years. But it was never my interest, and she did, and does, lots of good for pig welfare. It's the coon breed, so it's the exact opposite of what is implied. Yet, when I point out this lie, it's still left there. Rational Wiki added whale.to to spam block list. This means no one can link it on any Wikipedia article, which led to Scudmore whining about being suppressed, obviously, by the Church of Satan. Yes, to block someone for spam reasons when he isn't selling anything, and the block specifically was stopping any links to old smallpox books that are in the British Library in London or Manchester Library linked to that page. You would have to be exceedingly naive to think anything other than what you were being suppressed. Jesus. And given it is easy to prove Wikipedia is run by Big Pharma, as every health and medical page is policed by Big Pharma stooges, mostly 178 allopaths at my last count, and then doubly so. As I prove, not that it's difficult, try adding some non-allopathic text to a page. Here's his link on his Wikipedia take. This is hardly rational.
Sorry,
oh
what?
Yeah, fucking allopaths.
What are those?
I have
no fucking clue.
What? What the fuck
Okay,
am
wait,
I looking at?
I guess they're no, I think I understand. Allopaths have longer and thinner snouts than crocopaths.
Of course.
Oh,
okay.
Yes, of course.
This is hardly rational, making out that I have protocols. I'm obviously insane. Rational Wiki, as well as a few other things like the complete test for protocols of the Elders of Zion, documents of Illuminati mind control plots, and articles about the Catholic world conspiracy. This was actually a wiki editor sitting on a page I dared to add some not pro-vaccine text. I agree with 18, 128, 165, 240
IP address.
that Oh!
It's an IP address, Viz. No, that's his IP address when he... No, this is his IP address when he was editing Wikipedia and got banned.
that he was citing like some sort of
No. That
sort of
information about vaccines and their side effects should
first.
not be suppressed. However, the well.to link is not an appropriate source for this information because of the competing extremist information and conspiracy theory as outlined on the RFC on talk MMR vaccines, as already reviewed by, I don't know what this is, the commentary on I don't know who that is. Commentary on Illuminati mind control, Jewish conspiracy, genocide via vaccination, Roman Catholic, psychic assassins, Mormons, Walter Cronkite, demons sacrificing girls for growth hormone, or links to alien implant removers, distracts from the criticism of vaccines and decreases the value of whale.to link.
Okay, but psychic assassins actually sounds really cool.
Yeah.
That would be like a really cool band name.
Of course, yes. Links to
Either
alien...
that or I would want to do genocide via vaccination. That'd be cool.
Like, so he links to his own website and someone writes, we get it that there's some problems with vaccines, but could you link us to a page that doesn't include the problems with a reptilian Jew Catholic Church conspiracy? Thanks. So he continues, they want folk to consider you a raving lunatic and are happy to make them think that if they possibly can, hence your link. A truth's initial commotion is directly proportional to how deeply the lie was believed. When a well-packaged web of lies has been sold gradually to the masses over generations, the truth will seem utterly preposterous and its speaker a raving lunatic. Of course, this guy is an actual raving lunatic, so I'm not going to read the rest of this page. He is very angry.
Wait, no, just go one more.
Go ahead.
He left out woo. It just says he left out woo, and I just it's just this one quick little sentence.
Go ahead.
Just he left out woo. Sidetrack opponents with name calling and ridicule. Sidetrack opponents with name calling and ridicule. This is also known as the primary attack the messenger ploy, though other methods qualify as variants of that approach. Associate opponents with unpopular titles such as kooks, right-wing, liberal, left-wing, terrorist, conspiracy buffs, radicals, militia, racists, religious fanatics, sexual deviates, and so forth. This makes others shrink from support out of fear of gaining the same label, and you avoid dealing with the issues. From H. Michael Sweeney. But then just, he left out woo.
Good.
I'm pretty sure nobody except Rational Wiki actually uses the word woo.
No one uses woo anymore.
Woo is like the scientific equivalent of like doggo or pupper.
Yeah, pretty much.
It means you should be beaten.
I don't think anyone has ever used it. Even when they were using it constantly, no one else was. So
just say bullshit.
Right. Okay, so let's see what
instead of hiding like a fucking infant from like mild curse words. Incidentally, I like that this guy essentially argues like a Redditor too.
Yes.
Like immediately bitching about ad hominem and straw man.
Absolutely. Hold on. So I'm gonna send you guys on Discord.
Except he's like 60.
I'm gonna send you guys on Discord the picture of the front page, so I can so you can.
Oh joy.
Hold on. Where did I save this thing?
Oh yeah, because we can't see it when it comes up on the.
I can't see it either. It has IP redirected me. So I'm gonna send it over to you guys here, and I'm gonna quickly just put it up on the screen. Yeah, this is very nice. I'm gonna just go ahead and put the picture up on the screen.
They fear those with knowledge and control those without it.
The Jew fears the samurai.
There we go. This is for my lovely audience.
While you were hoarding money, I studied the blade.
Wait a second, Pizzagate?
What?
Here we go.
Fucking where?
Here we go. The audience can...
Upworthy Snopes WikiLeaks. You were right, this guy really does argue like a Redditor.
Great.
Hell is empty.
Sex Inc. porn. Oh, wow.
Dope Incorporated. Media
Tetanus,
monk.
Alzheimer's, cancer racket.
Yeah, hold on. I clicked something incorrectly here. This is clearly not the one I'm trying to find. Oh, I see what I did wrong.
Jury nullifications cleansing. Fever, breast, and bottle feeding.
Great.
The reign of evil.
You know what? I'm just gonna read as many of these titles as I possibly can.
Eat soy.
I'm just gonna look at all of them. Hold on, let me just open this up for myself.
Gun control, Sandy Hook, dope Inc. Oh my god, no, we could do this like fucking we didn't start the fire. Gun control, Sandy Hook, dope Inc. Gary Webb, big oil, free energy, sex Inc. porn. Food Inc. Polystint, music mafia, film media Elms.
I'm reading fucking all of them. Here's a list of all of the titles of the articles on this website. This is, by the way, just a fraction. These are just the ones that are worth putting on the front page. Articles, vaccination, medical, citation, interviews, quotes, Shaw Orwell medical quote banner, vax autism. Okay, you know, this is too much. I'm not going to do this.
Okay, wait, no, I want to give it a shot.
This is
articles, vaccination, medical citations, interviews, quotes, Shaw Orwell medical. Quotes, banners, vaccine, autism, radvam. Vaccination is child abuse, virtuology. Big Pharma's kill chart, vax. Vaccine disease, smallpox, vax fight C. Gas chambers, Monsanto, psychiatry. Hell is empty! Cartoons, media Ds. Testimonies. Books, vaccines, smallpox, online books. Video, vaccines, online films, audio,
this
images.
This will take like 9 hours. But what I'd like to direct you.
I love some of this. I wanted to get to the hell is empty.
I'd like to direct your attention to the left, to the bottom left of this fucking webpage. Here it just devolves into random words. It has animal abuse, dogs, cats, rabbits, deers, horse, badgers, cows, bees, trees, YEWU. That's not even a word. I think it isn't.
A U is a U is like a sheep.
A small calf, yeah. So this is
no, it's YEW. Yeah.
God, I don't know how to spell things. It's difficult. It's hard. So this is what's hiding behind door number 2 of the giant whale picture website, and there are some people who have looked into this and have picked out some choice articles. So I'm just gonna go and defer to them instead. So first of all, let's I'm gonna make this picture a little smaller, and I'm gonna send you a link to what I'm looking at here. So I'm gonna read you some titles of interesting articles that someone has picked out. Cloudbusters and Black Lines. Tell me if any of this excites you. 6 terabytes in a circle healing black lines. Ghostly resident in crisp shop. I don't know what that means. Noxious earth energies and their influence on human beings. Mind control hardware. The vaccination hoax and Holocaust. Oh, you know what? I know which one I want to read. I want to read the vaccination hoax and Holocaust. So I'm gonna send you all a link to that, and I'm gonna open this.
Wow, this was updated in 2010.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still at it.
He is absolutely still at it.
Oh, Archie Calocarinos. For a second, I read that as Asterios Koganos.
Your summer home in the Poconos?
Look, there's a picture of a sad old man in the side.
That means it must be real.
The vaccination racket.
This pain is just too real.
This.
Look, he's got a quote at the top. That means he knows what he's talking about.
Yes. Let's see if there's anything interesting here. No, this is just a bunch of medical text that he stole from somewhere. You know what?
I just see the word Rockefeller. Is there anything about Rockefeller's demonic dick?
Let's find out.
Can we link this all back to the first stream?
Rockefeller. Okay. The National Foundation for Infertile Paralysis used the March of Demise to fund its polio research, which led to the Salk vaccine field trials in 1954. The director of polio research, Dr. Henry Cum.
Oh, now I'm starting to understand the whole hot steaming liquid injected in your ass.
He had spent 23 years on the staff of the Rockefeller Foundation. And I'm just going to click the Rockefeller link to see where this leads us. And this leads to one of the better pages, one of the ones written by Mr. Edmund himself. And this
consume the vaccine chalice.
I love this shit because every page he has is just littered with random fucking shit he found, like on Facebook. I don't know where he gets this stuff. Just random conspiracy pictures. Competition is a sin.
The Rockefeller family secret Jews.
These are just random pictures. Oh look, Rockefeller's head has a little dent in it. No, is this Rockefeller? No, this is
kind of a shitty secret if he was able to find out.
Oh look, Rockefeller
there's a pumpkin.
Nice pumpkin. Cool. Rockefeller Foundation, the enemy of humanity since 1913. I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. John D. Rockefeller created the General Education Board, GEB, in 1903. Look at this shit.
Oh, allopathy is meant to be a medical monopoly. So that's what it's supposed to be.
Let's see what else I can click here. Ooh, feminism. Let's see what he has to say about feminism. Would you like this?
Oh no.
I'm clicking feminism. No, feminism, New World Order, and Rockefeller's New War. I thought it was one word, but no, apparently not. This is the long-time agenda of dynastic Anglo-American international banking and oil monopolies, Rothschild, Rockefeller, Morgan, and British aristocratic families that have used foreign service and intelligence agencies to manipulate world affairs and cause havoc since the end of the 19th century. Some people call this a conspiracy. Conspiracy is the history that isn't written. I'm skipping ahead. Modern feminism is a classic communist popular front, subversive movement. Betty Friedan, don't know who that is, and virtually all of its leading exponents are communist Marxist activists. Feminism has taken over the education and legal system, the media, and federal bureaucracy because dismantling our culture is the elite agenda. I think
deliberately promotes homosexuality, which hang on.
Ooh,
where is it?
Read on.
I lost it now. Oh, yeah, which according to experts is a form of arrested development. Feminism neuters women, rendering them less fit to become wives and mothers. Men are emasculated, unable to create families or make sacrifices for the sake of their children. If feminism were genuine, it would have disappeared when discrimination against women ended. It continues as a tool of the elite agenda, depopulation, destabilizing society, and dismantling Western civilization. In academia...
What the fuck is this shit? I was promised conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I know, right?
This man's just speaking the truth. Come on.
This is just the shit the actual feminists say.
Yeah.
We're here to dismantle your white male
The Rockefeller
culture.
family secret Jews. Ooh, this is a nice
Yes.
The Rockefeller.
Oh god.
This just goes on and on.
You know what? Huh?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Are they pretending to be Christians?
I'm just reading the last paragraph. Normally, the Jews would not support a Christian multimillionaire for political office because they would be afraid they could not control him after the election. The fact that the Jewish community leaders have long known that the Rockefellers were fellow Jews goes a long way in explaining why the organized Jewish community has always supported the Rockefeller political ambitions. Now we can see why Nelson and David Rockefeller boosted his fellow Jew Henry Kissinger into the Nixon administration, and Kissinger in turn has used his position to bring his fellow Jew Rockefeller into power. Just speaking nothing but truth here.
Okay, so if the Jews don't want people who are non-Jews in political office because they can't control them afterwards, why the fuck did they support Obama?
No clue. Maybe he
Unless
explains.
Obama
Don't
is,
you
of course, also a
understand? It's
secret
because the
Jew.
blacks were the real Jews. It's all there in the Black Hebrew Israelites.
All right, yeah. He's half Israelite. It all makes sense.
That's true. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to that website that I got a bunch of articles from. Let's see what else he has here. Let's see. Mammography hoax. Asian tsunami was a nuke. Okay.
Whoa!
Okay. Let's see. EW physics have. Oh, EW physics have seen it that way, and so it's not a big surprise to any of you, but it may be some valuable confirmation to get some strong 3D indication that this may be true. In September, when traveling in Austria, Germany, and Switzerland, I talked to a friend who had gone to I don't know what this is, peninsula as a voluntary rescue worker with this is something in German maybe, a German technical assistance agency that has also sent strong contingent to New Orleans after the fake hurricane flooding there.
The fuck?
This friend now, I will call him X for his protection, started noticing that dead bodies were floating and not decomposing and no sharks there to eat them. Sharks had been around the first few days and then disappeared together with all other marine wildlife. X and his team found that very strange and started taking water samples. They were strongly radioactive. He's misspelled radioactive. Geiger counter and other more sophisticated gear are standard in the THW. After the guys started raising some questions, they were suddenly called off their mission, spelled long incorrectly, long before scheduled department. At the airport back in Frankfurt, they were called aside into a special chamber and interviewed by some nasty Secret Service types. All their samples, notes, and laptop computer were confiscated. They were forced to sign some kind of non-disclosure paper, which he is, of course,
which is why he told them about it.
He is violating it, yes.
Seems legit.
It seems complete. Of course, there's no proof, but you know they conveniently took all the proof, and no one else has any.
Yeah.
No one else could
Don't
take.
You see? Do not see it. The complete lack of proof is proof that there's a conspiracy because only the conspiracy can take all the proof away.
Of course, they somehow blocked international satellites from noticing the radioactivity. No one has any way. You can, if there was a nuke, you would be able to tell that there was radioactivity like from anywhere in the U.S. There's no way to hide. Okay. We all know by now that a special contingent of 2,000 U.S. Marines invaded Aichi province after that, who had strangely been ready on their ships in the vicinity and were heavily armed with no humanitarian goods to facilitate a part autonomy from Indonesia for that oil-rich province. Wonder who created the rebel movement that these Marines came to bring to power. Wonder who got oil contracts. Strangely enough, Joe Viles at joeviles.com, who was always well informed about and happy to expose such shenanigans, suddenly died at his table shortly after the stories broke and after exposing that marine contingent that was on standby to exploit the chaos from this quote-unquote natural disaster. And at the end it signed George.
Warriors.com.
Okay, but if they're going that far, then why didn't they kill Being X too?
Yeah. By the way, I know that this man's name is not George. First of all, he is in Switzerland, Germany, and he is not in America. Secondly, he can't spell anything correctly. And thirdly, all of those domains, including this one, belong to the guy we found, not to someone called George or Edmund or it belongs to Edmund, not to the Scudmore person. This little subterfuge fools no one except the idiots at Rational Wiki. Literally all we had to do is do a domain whois and find this guy. He's
Why is it that
he's fooling no one.
Why is it that these self-proclaimed skeptics are always the dumbest people on earth?
Yeah, just quote some random guy linking to a Wikipedia account with no proof. That's fine.
The only people dumber than skeptics are the ones that follow them and think they're smart.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's see what other great articles I've been linked to here. Crystal and water charging, holy hand grenade, not what holy. No, that's a. I'm quoting that. I'm clicking that. Holy hand grenade. Oh, good. There's diagrams in this one. Here's the link, Max, in case you want to look at it. Here's.
Oh, good.
Holy hand grenade. Approximately 12 FLOs by Don Croft. I think he's publishing other people's articles. These are instructions.
What?
Is this a pyramid of weed?
It looks like it. Fold a piece of typing paper twice, then open it into a cone shape. Tape the overlap and underlap with masking tape to help it hold its shape. 2. After you've shaped it into a cone, put the open cone upside down in a paper cup. 3. We cut a 26 centimeters of length 12 gauge copper wire, and everyone has some copper wire in their house, of course, and form it into a clockwise cone spiral. It resembles the tip of a big screw so that it fits loosely inside the paper cone. You can make it pretty rough or get one of Christy Murphy's nifty cone spirals bending forms at I don't know what this is. Quebec,
Oregon.
Oh, Quebec, Oregon. Oregon simply loves to turn along and through curved, orderly pathways. 26 centimeters works well for us, but there is no specific reason for that length except Carol likes it. We haven't had any evidence that lost qubits or other specific measures are relevant to this work, by the way. Christy Coil forms available from Quebec, Oregon. Number 4, I'm going to take a sip.
So just
put a
channeling like this
particles.
Channeling this vague energy in like a sort of spiral pattern. Like, what is this? The shittiest part of JoJo?
What are we building here?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm reading the beginning of Junji Ito's Uzumaki. Is this
sort of the same shit as the orgone accumulators?
Oh boy.
Well, you put a big pinch of metal particles into the pointy end of the cone, right on top of the little end of the copper spiral. I like to use BBs, small copper or zinc-coated ball bearings that American kids shoot from air rifles, for the tips of my HHs. But they're very heavy and expensive if you're making a lot of HHGs and TBs. The spherical form and also the plated zinc and copper over steel provide some pretty dynamic energy quantities, but any metal waste from the machine shop is more than efficient. Shove a fat Extal. Oh, my abbreviation for crystal. Shove a fat crystal point down into the metal so it's standing up. Then put a little more metal in to hold it in place. I use fairly cheap, funky-looking crystals for this, which have one distinct end. Any form of quartz works fine, by the way, for any of those items mentioned in this document: amethyst, rose quartz, citrine, etc. Save the nice ones for personal devices, though, if you feel inclined to experiment with the dynamics of gemstones. For a holy hand grenade, I'll use anything that is at least an inch long and a half-inch thick with one distinct point. Gladys
this is
puts
like the
plenty of
shittiest
in
life
her
hack.
per pound order.
is this just a fucking instruction manual on
Whoa.
how to create like your own Steven Universe crystal tulpa?
Yeah.
Apparently, but listen to this. Gladys puts plenty of these in her per pound orders along with the Tower Buster crystals.
Oh, the
Is this like
yes,
is this
We're
a
making
crystal
hand
gem
grenades that are
flashlight
gonna do
slash
tower
dildo?
busting.
but I remember the tower busting crystals. That's what we used on 9/11.
The gems.
Gems did 9/11
No.
quite literally.
Now pour enough catalyzed resin into to saturate the metal. If your metal particles are too fine for the resin to pour through before it hardens,
Honey, can you get me the
before you put it in
catalyzed
there,
raisin? just get it for it's under the sink, baby. It's under the sink. Yeah, next to the drain cleaner. Yes, thank you, baby. No, baby, I'm not making holy hand grenades again. This is for something else.
Well,
don't learn this the hard way as I did, and still
I think I
do.
figured out what the end product will look like here.
The level of resin and the level of metal after it's saturated needs to be about the same, otherwise you're just wasting some resin. It's better to have metal sticking out of the bottom of the finished product rather than to have less metal than resin. It's the metal that does the work, apparently. The resin is the matrix.
Yes.
We add a bit of garnets, hematite, and crushed pyrite to the orgonite. Sometimes it's an optional process for this device, but this is a tried and true combination of minerals for enhancing and grounding the effects of the material. If you've got a talent for this process, add whatever you like. If you don't have a feel for it, be aware that improper combination of elements will reduce the effectiveness of your devices.
Oh no.
There are books that can teach you the properties of gemstones and minerals, and these properties are greatly enhanced by Orgonite. My favorite, because it's based off of a combination of institutional and empirical testing, is Michael Greger's Crystal Power Crystal Healing.
Intuition, actually. Which, is the most scientific way to do things.
Yes.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
I don't personally care much for channeled literature because there's no science behind it.
Oh no.
Science and spirituality are inseparable, in my opinion. Leaving one or the other out of our personal lives leaves us neither materialistic or superstitious, but when they're in harmony, we're empowered and intelligent. Fill to the brim, in stages if necessary, with Orgonite, and when it's hard, it's finished. You can leave the paper on or peel it off. I leave the paper on and sometimes paint them green and brown with spray paint if I won't be burying it, and you'd be surprised how hard it is to see a camouflaged holy hand grenade once it's been put in a bush or other hiding place.
Okay, so this is an actual weapon.
Step 9. Notice how I'm not putting any additional crystals in the mix as we'd advised in early instructions. I simply found that using one bulky crystal in the point makes the other ones extraneous. I think the coil is important in this case. Save the fancy efforts for your personal devices.
What did we just create?
But yeah, he still hasn't explained what the fuck this is.
Obviously, that was in the title.
This is Orgonite terminology.
What does this accomplish?
Oh, okay, yeah.
It
is orgone accumulators. So Orgonite is a mixture of non-organic metal shavings and organic fiberglass resin materials, the combination of which produces or generates orgone energy. And Wilhelm Reich created orgone accumulators, which draw in and concentrate orgone and send it back out again. When they draw an unbalance, they send it out as blah blah. Orgone is a name given by Wilhelm Reich for vital health or life energy. It's also the same energy known as Qi or prana from Eastern cultures. Blah. So it's, in other words, the exact same shit that the Wilhelm Reich person that he mentions here got sued for because he couldn't actually prove that orgone exists because he was selling these things. So it's a scam.
But here's what you do with the holy hand grenade. Go back down to the very bottom.
Yeah.
In case you don't know, when you put your nose over the point of a holy hand grenade and breathe, the effect is exactly like when you breathe pure oxygen. Your rib cage expands like an accordion, and you feel rejuvenated. That's an orgone effect.
See, that's why that guy lost the lawsuit. He was using it wrong. If he had just,
of course,
it doesn't go up your ass, as I've explained, as it has been explained to me repeatedly. You're supposed to inhale it.
It is to snort the metal shavings and just feel your brain expanding. Oh, hey, he's also mentioning MK Ultra.
Ooh, where?
Oh, great.
On the terminology side that it links to on.
Hold on, you're breaking up, or maybe I'm breaking up.
Here, I'll just link it.
Fine to me.
There.
Okay, let me just Oh yeah, whale.to terminology. Okay, so I'm gonna go there right quick.
Zapper, electronic healing device for parasites, cancer, AIDS, arthritis.
He found the cure to AIDS. Great job, everybody. We did it. It was here on this fucking retard's website.
And cancer.
And cancer.
And arthritis, I guess.
They're
It's a cloudbuster.
Kind of ends on a low note, you know, cancer, AIDS, arthritis. I'd probably I mean, he knows how to lead with the good ones, but
Then we got the Saint Buster button.
Here's what you do. You cure the cancer so you get shitloads of money. Then you cure the AIDS because you had a lot of sex with a lot of hookers after you made all that money from the cancer. And lastly, you cure all arthritis because now you're old and crippled.
Great business plan. Let's see. MK Kids, victim of MK Ultra mind control. Should I click MK
Kids?
Oh, I'm glad they opened up a branch for the kids too. You know, the kids should also enjoy
Mortal
this.
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat kids, yes.
So Sonic Fox is the result of this. This is why we have to deal with this bullshit.
Oh god, no! Wait, didn't he have connections to the Kira Discord?
No, I don't think so. He's a separate degenerate. I don't know what to click here. I went back. I'm trying to. Pyramid meditation exercise by Carol Croft. This is more of
also
reptilians.
Reptilians. Let me see.
We also still have the cop story.
Reptilians.
God, yeah.
The cop story. Sorry, did you find the cop story?
Yeah.
Let's read.
Yeah, I have it.
Hold on. I want to look at the Reptilians page first, and then we'll read the cop story.
Yeah, Monster Energy. Is that Sauron?
Yes, it is in fact Sauron.
Shit. That is fucking Sauron.
The source of all evil for the source of all evil for a long time. Wait, let me just look at this. He has there's no article called evil. Energy robbing parasites, hence human sacrifice, genocide, covert genocide. He said genocide twice. Known symbolically as the all-seeing eye. See symbols Sauron in the Lord of the Rings. He literally says it's Sauron. Okay. And are the trickster pseudo-god Baal, Anunnaki, Baphomet, Moloch, Lucifer, also known as Archons, Jinn, and what Don Juan called the Flyers. Also behind voodoo and possession, a reptilian influence comes via Satanism, which they created, and that controls Freemasonry. Phil Schneider found that the UN was run by tall gray aliens. Okay. Most of the elites
explains a lot.
Yeah. Most of the elites are possessed by reptilians, shapeshifters, and demons, or are actual reptilian hosts. The psychology of reptilians is psychopathy. See also authoritarian leader. Best overview article, New Reptilian World Order by Uri Daubenko, and the book Gods of the Eden by William Bremley lays the groundwork from biblical times. A reptilian repellent Orgonite is a reptilian repellent. That's why we're building the hand grenades.
Of course.
Yeah, and apparently also the Succor punch, which according to him is a weapon.
Now we've finished painting our happy little chemtrails.
Leading
I also like that he's got the term.
Leading reptoid suspects: Lindman, firebombed 1.5 million civilians. Kissinger, 6 million third worlders. Montague, Eisenhower, Cheney, Mugabe, Churchill, Bush Sr., Rumsfeld, Hussein, Pol Pot, Stalin, Ahmadinejad. I don't understand how Bush Sr. is a reptile, but not Bush Jr. Like, you would think it's genetic.
Fuck, I don't know anymore. Listen to this shit here.
Yeah.
Pajama person, PJ. Evil blindness. Anyone that doesn't want to see Big Brother and his antics like fascism and false flags like 9/11. NB, you can't wake a person who is pretending to be asleep. Navajo proverb. See also Slavery in the Eight Veils by Don Harkins. Jesus.
The individual is handicapped by coming face to face with a conspiracy so monstrous he cannot believe it exists. J. Edgar Hoover, first director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and here's just a picture of a guy with a gun. This just
Fuck
love. Oh, it's a link. It's a link. Where does this go? The Canaanite response.
God.
Oh.
Okay, let's read the cop story. Let's hear the backstory of our protagonist. Because you found this on this website explaining his life. So read that.
Yeah, I found the cop story. So
wait, link me to that.
As he let me just copy this here. It's about in the middle. There.
Thank you.
Yeah, where it says like 6-1 on the right side.
I can't read it.
So as he explains, no, I'm just saying. So one beautiful day, he was driving with his velo through a one-turn street.
Mm-hmm.
Two guardians of the law stopped me, and they carried me to the police station, although I offered to pay a fine.
Mm-hmm.
I am accusing you, says the ringleader, of driving into a one-way street. What do you say to this? And he responds, I'm making use of my right to not say anything. It's like he terms it more in legal termage, like
I have the right to remain silent. I plead the
the right to remain silent.
I am a sovereign citizen.
He's saying, I'm making use of my right to remain silent.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't apply. That doesn't apply here, is the response of the cop, obviously.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah. So a while this goes back and forth. The chief, the police chief apparently intervenes, or the chief of the post, and he offers his colleague that to just write his our lawyer's answers down in his write-up, and he tells him what he saw. So it is correct, our main character responds. Sit down on this bench, says one of the cops to him, apparently very angry and rudely.
Mm-hmm.
So he responds, there is no law, or there's no prescript or anything like that, based upon which I have to sit down. I prefer to stand.
Uh-huh. Smart move.
The policeman explodes, metaphorically, of course. He grabs me and puts me into a cell. Half an hour later, I think he says he's getting released. Yes, afterwards, he tried to fucking complain to the police. And what do you call this again? Like when you go to the police, it's like, I'd like to, like, person X has done this to me. It's like
file a complaint.
Yeah, file a complaint. Like he literally tried to file a complaint against the police station
to the police.
for against the police for taking away his freedom. 3 months later, it's been given to these two cops, and they counter with one where he, unarmed, who both have a gun in their holsters, tried to intimidate them and scared them. And the case against both of them was, of course, dismissed, but he was found guilty.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to object to this, like do other various things in order to get it dismissed, and complain to the state some more, but that also got dismissed, and it never got anything done. And then then they forbid him from continuing to be a lawyer.
Should have just sat the fuck down. How does a lawyer not know that pleading the fifth does not work for getting a traffic ticket?
That's what I would like to know too, honestly. It's like, either this guy is not a real lawyer, or like someone's been fucking asleep during the exams.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
like,
he
God.
like ordered his exam online, you know, like through those fake online colleges where you just like pay them money and they give you a fake degree.
Mind you, considering that this is only his version of the story and the fact that he did get found guilty for threatening police officers, like there's two possibilities here aside from him telling the truth, which is unlikely.
Yeah.
Possibility number one is that these are just corrupt cops and they weren't actually intimidated, but they got pissed off at him because he was being an obstinate asshole for no reason. So therefore they decided to teach him a lesson. That's possibility one. Possibility number two is that he spurred out to such an extent that they actually did think, maybe he's gonna try and fucking assault us any second. Because, crazy people usually, when they're really angry, don't really care that you have a gun. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my money on number two.
Yeah.
How hard do you need to? No, how hard do you need to fuck up a traffic stop? That you get your license to practice law revoked. I mean, that is how these things are not connected. Imagine, I don't know, failing on a test so bad in school that you get the death penalty. That's basically what happened to this guy.
Yeah, I think that might have actually been it, like that second possibility, because remember, like he himself admits, he refused to sit down when the cops told him to sit down and say, no, you can't tell me what to do. I do what I want.
Yeah.
I can see this guy throwing a chair at somebody.
Yeah, so he probably like threw some sort of tantrum. At the very least, he refused to actually listen to them. So based on that, just from the perspective of the cops, like you have to assume that this guy is at the very least, like in some way, slightly dangerous. Because if you don't assume that, you might get killed by a lunatic.
I think what happened is the judge heard the story of him trying to plead the fifth to a parking ticket and just decided this guy is not can't be a lawyer. I'm revoking your lawyering license right now. You are unfit to do this job.
He after this essentially claims that the legal path is just a trap because it didn't work out for him, so it's complete bullshit. And it's actually just ruled by the plutocracy and they're all corrupt and working with each other. So because he didn't suck the dick of the evil rulers, that means that they've conspired against him.
Well, of course.
And that's why now he lives in a tiny village somewhere where he fixes the water pipes and believes that his house is he lives in a village full of I think Romanians, and he made a little
there we go.
and he rides a horse and he fixes water pipes and he's in charge of the water, and it's like a little commune, but he's free there because the local authorities are so incompetent that they just don't do anything, and all the people who are living in this little shithole just have to fend for themselves, but they're free. They're free from running water and electricity.
Also, the ban for this was only 1 month. There was actually a separate incident where he got banned for life.
Ooh,
of course.
Yeah, he was defending.
I'd like to mention that he had his license revoked for short periods of time on multiple occasions. Like this is not the only time he had his license revoked for several months.
Yeah, he also mentions while he was doing his psychics thing, like they checked his license several times and apparently tried to interfere with his shit. I wonder why. But,
okay, go on with your story.
Yeah, so he explains that he had a case in which he was defending two sisters who were like over 80 and who's been living together like for 45 years. The older one had been, horrifically imprisoned in a hospital, and they were brutally separated. And he went to the courts, blah blah blah, human rights violations. The second court that he went to knew that he was the defender for both of them in the first court, but it said that the two old women, since they've lived together for so long, that means there's like a conflict of interest between the two, so he only should have been the lawyer for one of them. And then the people that are responsible for this sort of stuff, who were practically salivating at the prospect, they supported this and they banned him from ever practicing law again.
Mm. Oh, wow.
But he essentially after this went like, you can't fire me, I quit, because the entire legal system is a scam anyway. So, well,
Yeah,
Great.
no, of course.
And that's the story of Edmund Schonenberger, whatever his name is.
Jeez, this guy's nuts.
Okay, let's before we finish this off, let's just look at a few more articles from the front page. Just pick something that you find interesting and I'll Google it. I just need to click whale.to and then the name of the article and I'll find the page. You're free to do this too. Look at the article, see which one interests you most.
Oh, me?
Yeah, Viz, look at the list of articles and see if any of them, if you'd like to see what any of them says.
Right now, I'm not seeing any list of articles on the thing, or do I like
No, I
click
mean
the link?
I mean the picture I sent y'all.
Oh, those.
Oh,
From
these.
the,
Okay.
yeah, from the front page.
Can I see the hell is empty?
Hell is empty. Let's try that one out. Let's see.
I want to know why the fuck hell is empty. What's going on there?
Let's find this one. Ooh, here we go. Wait. Oh, this one's interesting.
Whale stats.
Hell is empty and all the devils are here. Possessing spirits and demons may interfere with or control the free will expression or thoughts and actions of as much as 75% of our population. That's a pretty big number. Indeed, never trust a saying, the psychopath, Church of Satan, all these humans, quote unquote, are possessed to some degree. So it's okay to just murder people on the street. They're all possessed. It's okay, guys. Just grab a gun, go out there. They're all demons anyway. It's fine. See banners.
I love the picture of Trump there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See banners. Smallpox vaccinations. Vaccination is child abuse. Big Pharma's kill chart. Wow.
I want to see Big Pharma's kill chart at some point.
Well, we'll go there in a second. And here are just a picture of some celebrities, more celebrities, people making the be quiet sign. These are just nice little collages. Oh, Israel, of course.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Africa. So this is clearly the picture of this is where hell is. Let's look at the kill list. Kill chart.
That was the guy from Limp Bizkit. Yeah, one of them was the fucking lead singer of Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst.
Yep.
Perfect.
I guess he's also a demon.
I'm looking.
Well, that would make sense now, wouldn't it?
Chocolate starfish.
I love how all the pages that he didn't just steal from someone else are just collections of random boomer images. Just
I was gonna say these are like boomer Facebook memes.
Yeah.
Missy.
Oh, look, it's Martin Kelly.
I want to see like
there we
some
go.
cropped boomer image edits
Like-
of these.
I love the pharmacy one. The pharmacy's light cut out.
I like this poster of Brad Pitt with a gun.
Yeah, just randomly there.
I feel like a shotgun isn't the best way to be killing someone
I
softly.
love this. Sure, vaccinate. You can trust the government. And then quote whale.to. He's quoting himself and putting a picture of an old.
Putting a little picture of a Native American woman.
Yeah.
Don't breathe. The government has been known to do this.
Oh no.
I also like the George Carlin quote, as if George Carlin wasn't an idiot.
Yeah, even if he was an idiot, I doubt he would support this guy. Like, you can say a lot of things about George Carlin, but if he read this, he'd be like, okay, this guy's fucking retarded. He would do an entire bit on this guy.
Yeah.
This guy's exactly the low-hanging fruit that Carlin liked to geriatrically reach toward.
Pharmacy.
Harmless. Oh, he's exposed the fucking
see
code.
the letter burned out. So fucking hashtag exposed. That's the other thing I never understood about conspiracy theories. Like, okay, so you got this massive fucking conspiracy about whatever that's most of the time spans the entire globe and is like some sort of really insidious shit, and they've hit it really well. And almost nobody except you and a couple of, underground freedom fighters believe it. But at the same time, they're so goddamn stupid that they're just basically advertising it in public.
Yeah.
And you can figure it out with just a bunch of shitty fucking MS Paint scribbles. It's like, oh, hey, there's a triangle there, literally. God. I mean, if you were like the secret world-ruling cabal, would you put your secret symbol fucking everywhere so that everyone can see that you control everything?
Well, you have to, because there are multiple secret world-ruling cabals, and you want to make sure that they know what your work was.
It's like gang graffiti, okay? So the Illuminati puts a little triangle here, the Freemasons put the little hammer here, and then they just fight over territory.
Actually,
Exactly.
different conspiracy groups like trying to fight for world dominance as like some sort of secret underground mafia war actually sounds like a coolest premise for fiction.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice
It totally
plot.
does.
Okay, let's pick another article here from the
Well, how about Pizzagate? I want to see what he has to say about Pizzagate.
Oh, interesting.
Oh boy.
Good choice. Let's see.
Crypto fascist. Funny.
Nope, not turning up Pizzagate for me.
Here
we go.
There it is.
I found it. Hold on. Okay, now let me just open it in the correct browser.
Almost had me disappointed there.
Here we go. Oh, it's a YouTube video of some guy.
Jim Rothstein.
Pizzagate, how 4chan uncovered the sick world of Washington occult elite. Yeah, 4chan did some real good investigative work there.
Of course.
Oh, pictures of Katy Perry, of course. Oh, Katy Perry is in on it. And it's a code. Hot dog equals boy, pizza equals girl, cheese equals little girl, pasta little boy, ice cream male prostitute, walnut or not, person of color. Map equals semen, sauce equals orgy.
What?
He cracked the code. No, Viz, look at the little chart.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the chart. It's just not making sense yet.
Obama is Comet Ping Pong.
Why would you want to advertise this in music videos?
Yeah, the Illuminati are real fucking smooth operators, putting the triangles everywhere, putting the pedophilia code in the Katy Perry.
That's why they did Pizzagate, because it's also triangles.
Okay, what Megyn Kelly might have asked James Alpha, what his name is, if she weren't a pretend journalist. Okay, well, he is right that she is a pretend journalist, but here are some good questions. Why do you call infants retarded whores, and why do your social media friends support this view? Is she asking this guy, or is she asking me? Because I say that a lot too. Why do you compulsively upload pictures of sexualized infants? Why are so many businesses on your block, including yours, using FBI verified pedophile code symbols as logos? Why are the bands who perform at your restaurant using same pedosexual imagery? Why do you promote your restaurant as family friendly while hosting events where people make jokes about pedo rape and strangling newborn infants? Well, why do your sisters support a convicted child molester? You've already stated in a 2015 interview that you do have a basement. So why do you now claim you don't? Well, Megyn Kelly, you are a retarded whore. That would be my answer, of course. Okay, guys. I think we've uncovered all the truth we could, and my head really fucking hurts. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close this out for today, because I want to fucking eat dinner. Everyone okay
Well,
with
it's
And
that?
I
fair
think
enough.
I need to.
Yeah.
I think I need to lie down.
Yeah. Everyone watch out for the Illuminati, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm ending the stream. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Night.